So today we're looking at the Highfields Functional Skills Maths Level 2 paper. This is the calculator test, so you can use the calculator throughout for all of your questions. The key really is to show all of your working out, because some of the questions, as you can see here, there are 16 questions worth a total of 53 marks. So some of those questions are worth a substantial amount of marks. So the key is to make sure you show your working out throughout, because even if you got the end mark wrong, but you got 3 or 4 of the steps right and the calculations were right there, you'd still get marks for those. So let's look at question 1. What are the coordinates of the 6th corner of this hexagon? So we look at what's there already. So from this one, we go up 3 and across 2. So that's what we need to get it even on here. So up 3 and across 2. So that's where we're putting it. What are the coordinates? So that's -5, that's 0, so that's -2, and then that's just 1 up. So the coordinates are, I'll scroll down to the answer, -2, 1. So you'd always do the x before the y. Question 2. The diagram below shows an isosceles triangle with 2 equal sides and 2 equal angles as marked. Calculate the angle of the value, of angle Z. So we know that a triangle, angles always add up to 180 degrees. We've got 23, so we'll take 23 off that. 180 minus 23. If you need to do that, if you can just use your head, you don't have to use a calculator. That's 157. So 157, as we know, these are equal, we just divide that by 2, which is 78.5. So the answer is 78.5 degrees. So we find the total. We know a triangle, the angles always add up to 180. So it's just a case of making sure you understand that those are equal. Okay. Question 3. The tallest point in England is 3,209 feet. The lowest point is minus 9.8 foot. Okay. What's the difference between the tallest and lowest points? So because it's a minus, you're actually adding that on. So you're going to 0, but then you're going further down. So you're adding on that extra 9.8. So we do 3,209 plus 9.8. 3,209 plus 9.8. So that's 3218.8. So the answer is 3218.8. So nice and easy, that one, just a 1-point answer. Question 4. Which of the following fractions is equivalent to 40%? Okay, so 40% as a fraction would either be 40 over 100 or 4 over 10, or an equivalent to that. So what we need to find is what would work out at 4 over 10. So we know it's 40 over 100 to get 40%. We've got 40 over 1,000 there, so we know it can't be that one. We know it's 4 over 10. We've got 4 over 20 there, so we know it can't be that one. Equally, for 40%, we know that the top number is smaller than the lower, so it can't be that one. So therefore, it must be 120 over 300. So if we wanted to condense that down, if you divided that by 3 to get the 100, divided that by 3 to get 40, we know that that's the right calculation. So the answer is 120 over 300. So quite an easy process of elimination, but then always worth checking. But it is only worth 1 mark. So number 5. The company has a budget of £810,530. So let's write that down. Easier to write. So 810,530. So that's that written down. The first phase of the project costs £237,219.62. How much of the budget does the company have left after the first phase? So we're just taking that number from that number. So 810,530 minus 237,219.62. 237,219.62. 573, just going to write this down on my pad, 573,310.38. Too many numbers to remember. So 573,310.38, and that is your answer. 573,310.38. Okay, quite a simple one. 'Tis 2 marks, only because you're converting this number that's been written out into an accurate number. So that's where you get your extra mark. Another 1 mark question. Put the following decimals in order of highest to lowest. So what we need to firstly look at is the front number, which is the highest one of those. So we've got a 26 and 3 25s. So the first one, so we're lowest, highest. So that one will go at the end, 26.524. So the smallest number, we've got 25.4, 25.6, 25.2. So that's the lowest, 25.246, then 25.462, then 25.624, and then 26.524. It's easier to look at the highest number and work backwards from there. So the highest number, you've got 126. Once you've worked out then, you've got 3 left, which are 25 at the beginning. You look at the next number. So you look at this one. So again, which is the highest of those, and then put them in your order from lowest to highest. Question 7. Convert 17 pints into litres. 5 pints is 2.84 litres. So what we need to do is work out what 1 pint is. So 5 is 2.84. 1 is going to be that divided by 5. So 2.84 divided by 5 is 0.568. So then we need to work out 17. So we just multiply the 0.568 by 17. 9.656. 9.656. So we might be able to round that up and do 9.66. So the answer is 9.66 or 656 litres. Okay. Okay, question 8. Which of the following is the largest? Okay, write the answer in the box below. So each of these, so we've got a 2 with a fraction, a 2 with a fraction, 7/3, that's a bigger number at the top than the bottom, so we know that that's also a bigger number. This one here we can eliminate straight away because it's not even a whole number. 850 out of 1,000, as a fraction is not even a whole number because it's a smaller number on the top than the bottom. So 2 and 1/9, or 2 and 7 5/50ths. Clearly that's a much smaller fraction, so 2 and 1/9 is the highest out of those, so we can cross that one off as well. So now we need to work out 7/3. So 7/3, you can take 1 off and have 4/3, or 2 off and have 1/3. So 2, so we're comparing now 2 with 1/9 and 2 with 1/3. As we can see, that again is a smaller fraction. So this is the biggest number. So it's just about breaking down each of the fractions. So the answer is 7/3. Question 9. Identify the types of correlation in the following scatter graphs. So all we're looking at here is if it's even, positive or negative. So graph A, as it goes down, if you drew a line across roughly, that's negative because it's going down the page. So graph A is negative. Graph B, the line is going up slightly. So graph B is positive. Nice simple one. So we're now looking at the second part of the Maths Level 2 calculator practice paper. Now this second part is more about the problem solving questions. So these are the more in-depth questions with higher marks. And really with these, you need to make sure that you just go through step by step and ensure that you cover every section. These are the questions I know that worry people more. So it's just making sure that you just follow each step and remembering that you do get marks. Even if you just do part of the calculation, you'll still get a mark. So even if you got 1 or 2 out of 5, that's still better than getting none. So let's look at question 10. You work as a lorry driver for Highfield Transport. You receive your monthly wage slip. Your annual salary is £22,124.48. You have a tax-free allowance of £12,500. You need to deduct PAYE tax and national insurance on the salary that you earn after this allowance. So after this allowance, that's the key bit. So we've got to take off from 22,124,48. We need to take off 12,500. £22,124,48 minus 962448. We then need to divide that by 12 because that's an annual salary and we want the monthly amount for the wage slip. So we divide this by 12 to get monthly, which is 802.04. Okay, so that's the monthly figure after deductions. What we need to do now is work out, so we've done that bit. PAYE tax is 18.62 of your earnings after your allowance. So this number here is the earnings after allowance. So we now need to work out 18 times 18.62%. $149, and we round that up, so 149.34. 149.34. So that is the PAYE tax. So we've done that. We can put that up here. 149.34. Okay, next one. National insurance is 15.7% on your earnings after your tax-free allowance. So again, we take 802.04 and times that by 15.7%. Which is 125.92. And that national insurance is what goes up here. So 125.92. Now we have to work out the next one. So next one is, so we've done that one, tick that one off. Your pension is 3% of your total monthly salary before any tax deductions. So we would look at 3% of this figure. So 1843.71 times 3%. So it's always important to really clearly read. This says after, but this says before. So this is this original figure up here. So 3% of 1843.71. It's 55.31. And that goes in here, 55.31. Now all we need to do is take all three of these things off the original number to get the net pay. So we do 1843.71 minus, let's add those three up first then. 149.34, 149.34 plus 55.31 plus 125.92, 125.92, 330.57. So that's the total, 330.57 that I'm taking off. So 184371, oops, 1843.71 minus 330.57. So that's 1513.14. So your net pay is 1513.14. So we've gone through each stage, we've made sure we read each section properly. Things like this, often you'll be given in one form and you need to convert it to another form. For instance, this is annual, you need monthly. Sometimes you might have centimetres, you need metres. Questions like this, you definitely have to thoroughly read. But as I said, even if you've got 4 of these calculations right but had this n number wrong, or had worked it out based on the annual, you would still get some marks for certain stages that you got right. So that's question 10. Question 11. You're about to set off on a delivery. You are looking at the possible routes and how long each one will take. So we've got route A, B and C. You will start at your warehouse, go to the delivery point, then return to the warehouse. Considering the traffic forecast for the journey to and from the delivery point, which route will be fastest? Okay, so what we need to do then is look. So we've got, what might be easier is if we do a bit of a table here, not very straight lines. So we've got A, B and C. So normal is 105, 70 and 60. So today's traffic forecast going there and today's traffic forecast going back. So 7/9 of the regular journey time. So we need to work out what a ninth is of 105. So we would just divide that by 9. So let's do that first. 105 divide by 9. 11.67, we'll round that up. So 11.67. Then we need to times that by 7. And that's 81.67. So 81.67 is 7/9. And now we need to work out 8/9 for the way back. So if we just times that back by, divide that back by 7 again, times that this time by 8, that's 93.33. So those are the 2 travelling times going there and back for A. So if we add those both up, it's 175 minutes. That's that done. So B, let's work out that one. So 70 minutes is the normal time. So journey there, add 2/6 to the regular journey time, and then add 1/5 to the regular journey time. Okay, so we're adding additional on for this one. So what we need to work out is what 1/6 of 70 minutes is. So divide that by 6. So 70 divided by 6 is 11.67. And we need to times that by 2 to get 2/6, which is 23.33, which we then need to add on, because it's saying add on to 70. So that's first way is 93.33. We can do it on the calculator if you wanted to. 93.33. On the way back, we're adding 1/5. So this time we've got to work out 70 divided by 5. Is 14. And again, we only want 1/5, so that's fine. So we're just adding 14 onto the 70. So the next part of the journey is 84 minutes. So we're adding 1/5. We've worked out what 1/5 is, and we're adding that onto 70. So again, it's about reading the question clearly. So that's 84. So we add 84 onto 93.33. Oops. 93.33. It's 177.33. Okay, now C. So normal time is 60 minutes. This time I'm adding 42% to the regular journey time. So we want to work out 42% of 60. So 60 times 42% is 25.2, and then we just need to add that onto the 60. So that's 85.2. So 25.2 added onto the 60, because we're adding it on, is 85.2. So that's the first part. Coming back, we're adding 28% on to the regular journey time. So 60 times 28% is 16.8. Add that onto the 60, that's 76.8. And then we're adding 76.8. So plus the 60 onto there, plus to 85.2. 162. So, question is, consider the traffic, which route will be the fastest? The answer is C. And then as long as you've got these three numbers to back that up, that's a full mark for that one. Again, even if you've got some of the calculations right, but got the answer wrong, you would still get some marks for that. That's a 7-mark question. Question 12. You're looking at the journey times of your deliveries over 2 months. The table shows the number of journeys you have made each month and their duration. Okay, so use the data to estimate the difference in the mean journey time between the two groups. Okay, so to do an estimation then, the easiest way to do that is going to be to take the most central number between each of these numbers. So if we say, let's use this up here because it might be easier. If we say that's going to be 1 then, that's 2 to 4, so the average of that is going to be 3. That's 4 to 6, so the average of that is going to be 5. That one's 7 and that one's 9. That's the easiest way, as that's a group of numbers, is to take the middle one of that group to get an estimation. So then we need to work out the mean number on here. So first thing we do, so we use that number, we do 7 times 1, 4 times 3, 11 times 5, 5 times 7, and 6 times 9. So let's put those down here. So we've got, so 7 times 1 is 7, plus 4 times 3 is 12. Use the calculator if you feel you need to. 11 times 5 is 55. 5 times 7 is 35. And 6 by 9 is 54. Okay, so that is the number of deliveries made in April. So we've taken the average of the amount of journey times with the amount of deliveries. So let's add all that up. So 7 plus 12 plus 55. 7 plus 12 plus 55 plus 35 plus 54. So that's 163. Okay. Now what we need to do then is add up actually how many deliveries there were to get the average. So we add up 7, 4, 11, 5 and 6. 7, 4, 11, 5, 6 is 33. So 163, we then need to divide that by 33. Is 4.94. So the average journey time for April is 4.94. It's asking you to estimate the difference, so we now need to work out May. So that is April. So now we need to do exactly the same with May. So we've got 13 times 1, 10 times 3. So using these numbers back over here again, 7 times 5, 3 times 7, and 1 times 9. So 13 times 1 obviously is 13, 10 times 3 is 30, 7 5s are 35, 3 7s are 21, and 1 9 is 9. So I'll add all that up, so 13 plus 30, 13 plus 30 plus 35, 21 and 9 is 108. So that's 108. Then we need to divide that by adding up all these numbers again. So 13 plus 10 is 23, plus 7 is 30, plus 3 is 33, so it's 34. So 108 divided by 34, 3.18. So we're always rounding up to 2 decimal places. 3.18. So now we've got April and we've got May. So all we need to work out now is the difference. So we do 4.94 minus 3.18. Is 1.76. So the answer is, let's just move that up slightly, 1.76 hours. So that's all you're working out. We've been through what the journey time is, what the mean is. So as we know, the mean is adding all of them up and dividing by the amount of numbers there are. And then we found the difference, which is what it's asking us for. So that's question 12. Let's move on to question 13. You make several craft items which you sell online. One of the items you make is a wooden photo frame. The photo frame is made of a black board measuring 40 centimetres by 20 centimetres, a top and bottom piece measuring 45 by 5, and 2 side pieces measuring 20 by 5 each. Make a plan of the pieces of wood that will make up the frame. Use the graph paper on the next page to draw the pieces of wood and use a scale of 1 to 5. So the first thing we need to do then, as we've got this scale of 1 to 5, is get these down to the scale that it wants. So all we do with that is divide each one by 5. So 40 over 5 is 8 and 25 over 5 is 5. So the first thing, so we've got one backboard which is 8 by 5 centimetres. These 2 pieces, so there's 2 of the next piece, top and a bottom, and they're 45. So 45 over 5 is 9, and obviously 5 over 5 is 1, so 9 times 1. And then this one again, divide by 5, so 20 over 5 is 4, and again 5 there, so that's just 1. And there's 2 side pieces, so 2 of 4 by 1. So those are the size pieces that we want. So once we've done that bit, we now need to put them onto the graph paper, which is below. So what I've done is I've pre-done this just to show you how it would look. So this is them put onto the graph paper. So if you see, I've used my ruler, and you will have a ruler in the session so you'll be able to do it accurately. So this is 1, 2, 3, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, exactly to the ruler. So I've gone through and I've done these exactly to size as they would be, and that's all it's asking you to do. Just plot them on the graph paper. So we've got an 8 by 5, 2 4 by 1s and 2 1 by 9s. You can put them any way you want on the graph paper as long as they're on there. It's just showing that you can draw to scale. Okay, so that's question 13. Question 14. You send the photo frames in boxes which you cover in paper. You need to calculate the surface area of the boxes in centimetres to find out how much paper you need to cover each box. As you need to include additional paper for the flaps, you use the following formula to calculate the total amount of paper required per box. Okay, so total surface area, total amount of paper required. Okay, right, so what's the total surface area of paper required per box? Okay, so let's have a look at what it's asking us to do. So calculate the surface area of the box in centimetres. Okay, so let's work that bit first. So we've got the calculation to work that from inches to centimetres. So 20 inches, we need to then times by the 2.54, as it's telling us in this here. So 20, 12, and 6. So let's work out those bits. So 20 times 2.54 is 50.8. 12 by 2.54 is 30.48. And 6 by 2.54 is 15.24. Okay, so that's those three measurements put into centimetres. That's the first bit. As you need to include additional paper for the flaps, you use the following formula to calculate the amount of paper required. Okay, so what we need to do now is work out the surface area of the box. So using the new calculation, so we've got this one is going to be 20 by 6 there. So that side is 20 by 6. We'll just use that because we've got those here for now. And then the top side is going to be 20 by 12. That's the width. So we're going to have two 20 by 12s and two 20 by 6s. So we've got both sides, top and bottom. So let's work those first. So we've got, so 20 is, let's just block that off out of the way. So we've got 50.8 times the 6, which is 15.24. Oops, 24 times 2 of those. And then we've got 50.8 times 30.48, 2 of those. And then we're going to have two ends, which is the 6 by 12, which is this bit here. So then we've got 15.24 times 30.48 times 2. So let's add those up first then. So 50.8 times 15.24. We've got that one now ready. So times 50.8 times that by 2. That's 1548.38. We'll put the 4 on there as well, just give the full number. We can always round later. Next one is 50.8 times 30.48. $3096.768. Okay, last one then, 15.24 times 30.48. Times 2, 928.0304. 929.0304. 929.0304. Okay, so that's that bit worked out. We now need to add those 3 up. So, that's supposed to go underneath there. So that's that bit sorted out. So we now need to add all 3 up. So we've got that one on there. So 3096.768. 3096.768 plus 1548.384. 1548.384. Okay. So 5574.1824. So that is the total surface area. So now we need to work out this formula to work out the area needed with the extra on. So n is pi, so let's just do this up here while we've got next to it. So s is 0.5 times 3.14. Sorry, s times equals t. So we've got s, so we've got 5574.1824. which we need to then times by 0.5 times 3.14. So let's work out 0.5 times 3.14 first. 0.5 times 3.14 is 1.57. So we've got that times 1.57. So 5574.1824 times 1.57. So again, I'm going to write that down. 87514666368. At this point, we'll round it up because this is our answer now. So if we just round that up, so we've got the answer down here is 8751 point. So it was 466368. So we'll do 466. So it will accept any kind of rounding. If that's the right number, it would accept you to put in 47, but it would also accept you putting the whole number in, the 368 at the end as well, as long as you don't round probably more than 2 decimal places. That would be what would be classed as a suitable rounding. So we've worked out the surface area, we've used the formula. Again, we go back now and just double check. So we've done the calculation, converting into inches. So again, it's just a case of making sure you cover all the bits, that you actually look at all the things it's asking you to do. Okay. Question 15. You also make candles, which you sell in the online craft shop. You sell candles for £6.75 each and photo frames for £8.99 each. 58% of the selling price is profit for each item. Last month you sold 46 candles and 31 photo frames. You estimate it takes 30 minutes to make each candle and 1.5 hours to make each photo frame. Calculate how much profit you earn per hour. So the first thing we need to do is work out the profit then, before we can work out per hour. So let's work out the totals of what we sold. So we've got 46 candles, which are £6.75. And then we've got 31 photo frames, which are £8.99. So let's work out those first. So 46 times 675 is 310.50. And then we do 31 by 8.99. It's 278.69. Okay, so let's add those up. 589.19. Okay, so we've got the selling price for everything. We now need to work out the 58% profit. So all we do then is times that by 58%. That's 341.73. Okay. So now we need to work out how many hours it takes to make all of these. So we had 46 candles and they take 30 minutes each to make. So that's half an hour. So it's half of what we need. So what we need to do then is do 46 times a half, or 0.5, which is 23. Do that on calculator if you need to. We've then got 31 times 1.5. It's 46.5. So again, we add those both together. So that's easy enough done without a calculator. 69.5. So now all we do is work out the 341.73, which is the cost, by dividing by 69.5, which is the amount of hours it's taken. So that's the profit. It's asking you for profit per hour. So you've got the profit, you've worked out how many hours by using the figures you've got up here. So 341.73 divided by 69.5 is 4.92. We'll round that one up. 4.92. So that's the profit per hour, £4.92. Okay, that's question 15. Last one. Question 16. These are your figures for selling candles and photo frames that year. What is the percentage increase in your mean monthly profit from the first 6 months to the mean monthly profit? Okay, so what we need to do then is work out the mean for the first 6 months, work out the mean for the second, and then we'll go back and work out the rest afterwards. So we've got 212 plus 194 plus 245 plus 302 plus 275 plus divided by 6. We then also need to work out 298 plus 275 plus 306 plus 314 plus 339 plus 364, and also divide that by 6. So January to June, and then we've got July to December. So let's work out these numbers here. So we've got 212, 194, 245, 302, 275, 242. 1470, divide that by 6 is 245. So the first one, the mean is 245. The next one, 298 plus 275 plus 306 plus 314 plus 339 plus 364. 1896, divide that by 6, that's 316. So we've got the 2 there now. What we need to do is find the difference and then work that out as a percentage. So it's asking you to get the percentage increase in your mean monthly profit from the first 6 months to the second. So let's work out what the difference is. So 316 minus 245 is 71. And now we need to work out the percentage difference or the percentage increase of the two numbers. So we need to work out 71 divided by 245 times 100. That's how you work out the percentage of something. The smaller number divided by the bigger number and then times 100. So let's do that. 71 divided by 245 times 100. 28.98. So your percentage increase is 28.98. So you put that in the answer down here. 28.98%. So that's a fairly straightforward one to finish on, just working out the mean. The only bit I think there's more of a challenge is perhaps this percentage, but it's just remembering that you take the lower number that you want to divide into the bigger number and then times by 100. So hopefully that's helped you working through a level 2 paper, and I hope it helps you to achieve your level 2 test. Thank you.